And welcome YouTube. It's our smAshtember launch live stream. And yeah, we're super excited about it. Give us a moment. We're going to set up some things, play a tune, and we'll be right back. All right, so I'm here sort of. Lots of things going on, shall we say. Too many? Anyway, we're very excited about the website launch, and perhaps grab your favorite beverage. We'll be tipping a glass to smAsh staff at 3 p.m. Yes, 3 p.m. or as close to 3 p.m. as we can get. We will display your chats on screen also. So leave a comment if there's some kind of news stuff you want to talk about. We did originally post this onto our Twitter, by the way, if you're wondering. We said we were going live about 2 minutes ago. And indeed, here we are. All right, so I'm back. And yeah, so we will be doing various different things throughout the month of September that you've certainly never seen before on the channel. And you may already be seeing things that you're not used to seeing on YouTube. So for all you new viewers out there, a brief history takes us back to 2018. And in 2018, a crack YouTube unit was sent to social media prison for a crime it did not commit. We promptly escaped a maximum security social media stockade into the internet underground where we survive as producers of fortune. If you've got a problem, if no one else can help, maybe you can hire the smAsh team. Or maybe not, I don't know. I would remind our viewers to check out something on my Instagram page. There's a great Venn diagram everybody should understand, especially people like project managers. This is part of the reason why people don't want to hire overqualified folks. So project managers would like everything done good, fast, and cheap. Sadly, for the project managers who don't understand project management, you can't get everything done good, fast, and cheap. Because some things are either going to be good and fast, but not cheap. In other words, expensive. Other things will be bad. They'll be fast and cheap, but they'll be bad. And then still other things will be slow because they're good and cheap. You see, you got to give up one thing to get something else. So that's what you have in the real world. You have these three circles not overlapping at the very center. So I just figured I would bring that up as it's something that perhaps should come up more often when it comes to videos on YouTube. So in any case, this is a YouTube exclusive. And I would remind all of our viewers to press like and subscribe. And leave us a comment and let us know that you're there viewing. Which brings me to another point. What's the best thing about the void? I'll give you a moment. Seriously, yeah, think it over. Think it over. What might be the best thing about the void, right? Are there pros and cons to the void? I would tend to think that there are pros and cons to the void, right? Some people think the scariest thing about the void is the fact that there's nothing in the void staring back at you. For others, it's their favorite part of the void. Which brings me to what's been going on Twitch. So twitch.tv/smAsho. We've been streaming like 15, 20-hour streams of the sun because there's been so much activity going on in terms of coronal mass ejections that frankly we're overloaded. Here's some of the recent footage on our latest smAshomash.org Presents the Sun Part 18 video. It's pretty berserk, yeah. So some folks have been tuning in, and thanks to everybody who has. And that's a large portion of the purpose of this week's weekly Wednesday live stream. So we talk about all kinds of different things on the weekly Wednesday live stream. There is no set format, as there's always different things to be concerned about. Sometimes we do a news crawl. Sometimes we look at economic stuff. Sometimes we look at science stuff. It's a free-for-all. And of course, all of the viewers are invited to participate via leaving comments. Sometimes we also do Zoom calls during our weekly Wednesday live streams. So how about if I just play another tune for you here? And I'll continue to let this video play in the background in a minute. Here's one you may have never heard before. This one's Figurine 2010. It's pretty rare. I don't think it's released anyplace. It'll be exclusive on this video for now. And we've just switched over to current images from the GOES 16 Solar Ultraviolet Imager. Again, I'll be back with you momentarily. Check out that prominence in the northwest. All right, and I'm actually back. We were going to switch the wavelength here. Going to switch the wavelength to 171, but not with this prominence going on. Pretty berserk prominence happening there. Looks like it's kind of headed toward the opposite side of the sun there, toward the North Pole. Just some great imagery here from the GO 16 SUVI. Yowzers. Let's take a look at the X-ray flux here real quick. Just a long duration C-class flare. So there's that. Yeah. And thanks for leaving a comment, smAshstaff. Yes. Yes, give smAshstaff a raise by pressing like, pressing subscribe, and telling your friends and foes about the channel, lest we vanish into thin air. So we had this long duration X-ray flare here. Interestingly enough, this one happened while we recorded this morning's show. A very tight peak. This one happened a few hours ago here. About 4 hours ago. 4.5 hours. So more of a long duration C-class flare there. And there were probably radio bursts. I can't really check. Oh, maybe I can check. I don't see any radio bursts. So often we do see radio bursts associated with coronal mass ejections. I don't know if you were aware. And if you're a new viewer, congratulations on finding the channel. Congratulations on finding it. We hope you get notifications. Anyway, we've displayed the chat window. We'll put it up again if we have more than one comment. So, I don't know, some kind of an all-time low for viewers here. I see one on the live chat. Can anybody confirm number of viewers? I see one. Pretty sure I made this public. So I did notice there were some massive internet outages. So yet another benefit of being a subscriber at smashamash.com. If there's an internet outage, you can find out all about it if you can access the internet. So that's, no, seriously, it actually was an issue today. And there's the website. And we would never recommend that you leave our website because that would be unfortunate. Just click every link on our site. All right, so we do actually have some pretty massive outages here. Not as bad as it was before, it looks like. Remember, folks, not every internet outage is a cyber attack. Geez, it looks like they're building as I zoom in. This is not a good-looking map. And yeah, anyway, there's your current internet outages. Let's check power outages. By the way, poweroutage.us is a good site that we use regularly. And indeed, there are a bunch of power outages in Pennsylvania, so maybe our signal isn't getting out. I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty strange. We usually have some viewers in our weekly Wednesday live streams. I don't know how I keep bumping into the mic. I don't know what's going on with that today. So yeah, it's a bit of a rainy day here, shall we say. I mean, there's massive flooding going on. So I guess we can show you some weather stuff. How about radar.weather.gov? And ouch. So here's the remnants. Here are the remnants, rather, of Ida. And from what I was looking at earlier today, we're going to get some tail end heavy thunderstorms. But Harrisburg is getting kaplastered. So there's going to be some flooding around there, I suspect. Even though that river is extremely wide. So those of you not aware, Harrisburg is right on a river, the Susquehanna. It's a very wide river. It's very shallow. And if you've never been to the capital of Pennsylvania, don't visit. It's not worth visiting. I mean, I guess it's fine as far as capitals go, but it's just like any capital. Anyway, it's getting ridiculously heavy bands of rain right now. Heaviest rain here north of Lancaster. There's going to be all kinds of flooding downstream from this. And because it's a ridiculous amount of rain, I think they're calling for some forecasts of like 16 inches or something in some of these places. In fact, let's go check it out. There we go. I've regained my ability to type for some reason, so congratulations. Head to tropicaltidbits.com and go to forecast models if you want to know what's going to happen. We'll pick a region here. How about the Northeast? Yowzers. So total accumulated precip on the GFS model is calling for 6 inches up there. All right, maybe not as bad as we thought. Calling for 6 inches, though. So a bunch of flooding in the southwest as well. I think we covered that in this morning's video. Let's check out Null School. One of our regular viewers, Brett, was talking about this cyclone here, very close to the North Pole, in the comments. Check it out. There is a counterclockwise rotation there, right near the geographic North Pole. Not your everyday occurrence. I mean, I'm not saying it means anything either. It's just that there's a low pressure there. Which isn't any more or less meaningful than a low pressure anyplace else, particularly. So that is the surface wind situation. Let's take a look at the 10 hectopascals. Did you know that the Earth has these little eddies in this sort of co-rotation thing that goes on at the 10 hectopascals level? Yeah, low pressure winds. Anyway, there's what's going on the other side. As far as the surface winds go, there is a low pressure surrounded by a series of more low pressures on the southern hemisphere. So at the southern pole, there's a low, and then there's another low, and another low, and so on. There's about 9 lows there, something like that. There's a ridge-like low over here. That one's a little bit anomalous looking. There's a low pressure ridge. And there is carryover to the jet stream. Check it out. That's a point of weird resistance. Anyway, there are the jet streams. No, I don't think there's a hole in the top of the Earth, although it is interesting that up here you've got a fairly deep ocean, and down here you've got a very tall outcrop, a 10,000-foot outcrop that goes to sea level around the edge, as any continent does. You know, it's like 10,000 feet of altitude at the South Geographic Pole, right? Yeah. Colin O'Brady, I think. I think that's his name. You know, the guy that circumnavigated Antarctica on foot with no support. Yeah, that guy. Well, I mean, on foot, on skis. Self-powered journey of like 1,000 miles. No big deal. By the way, I was looking at the Saharan dust because the Saharan dust could affect these systems in the Atlantic, and it looks like it's going to have a very limited effect. You can check it out on nullschool.net by clicking on particulates and the Duex. So there's actually a backflow here. The dust has turned around and it's headed back to the Sahara. Maybe it's got a sandstorm that it has to create or something like that. And thanks for leaving a comment, Frequenessa. Enjoy your workday. All right. So, by the way, there is some possibility of getting me to take my clothes off during this stream. It's not because of temperature. It's because I want to be provocative and revealing. Of what, you ask? Well, I'm sorry, but that's classified. Anyway, let's check out, I just wanted to show you something here, a little comparison, because while we're on nullschool.net, you know, there are fires, and these fires in California, they're pretty big. And I just wanted to show you something real quick here that you may not have been aware of. Oh, ye viewers. And that is, I'm just going to zoom out so you sort of get a scale of this. I'm going to just zoom out a little bit. And a lot of that carbon monoxide, that's carbon monoxide, by the way, in parts per billion. Parts per billion. See, pp, parts per billion by volume. 981, right? You can find readings of like 4,000 if you... There's a reading of 7,000. That's really high. All right. That's almost as high as being inside by a furnace. But in any case, quite a bit of carbon monoxide there around California. Is that? That's probably like Washington, huh? All right. Anyway. Oregon? I don't know. I don't know what the coast is shaped like, but there's quite a lot of carbon monoxide up there, right? Coming over here, check out how much carbon monoxide is over here in northern Asia, like Siberia. That's an entire latitude block and more. Over here, it's yeah. See what I'm saying? There's some concentrated fires over there, but look at this. That is like, that's a lot of carbon monoxide, folks. That's my point. That's all I'm saying. I mean, whatever. Some really bad areas here too. Look at that. 9,000 parts per billion. That's like being indoors by 2 furnaces. All right, anyway. Are there any aurora borealis going on? Not so much. Not so much australis. By the way, shout out to Brett. Thanks for clarifying that stuff about the radar. Record a video for us and I'll put up graphics or something. We'll make a video about like how radar works. We'll talk about the fundamentals of it, the same stuff you had to learn for your vocation. Yes. And I see more comments coming in. A comment coming in. Oh no, you're at Home Depot. Well, I'm at OBS Studio. So oh man, not the Home Depot. So oh yeah, that reminds me. We've been watching Dynasty, the reboot. I'm not sure if I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty competently done, that's for sure. And what? All right, so let's look at some more weather stuff here. We're going to head to the NASA GOES interactive weather satellites because it's daytime and we're getting pounded by rain. So why not go look at the visible satellite? It's quite spectacular, especially on low zoom. Ah, yes. Yes, the hurricane remnant coating the entire mid-Atlantic and most of New England. I meant to click animate the image. Ah, so we've got some funky humidity and pressure environment going on here around the Great Lakes. We'll actually take a look at that after we take a look at what's going on above my head, which is less than optimal, really. I mean, I wasn't trying to ride the bike today, but if I was, it would have been unfortunate. And it looks to me like what's going on here is we're going to see a bunch of thunderstorms from these areas. These are the least homogeneous when it comes to pressure. And we'll show that momentarily. But you've got two different systems here. So you've got this tropical low, which is the high altitude clouds. And you've got these surface clouds down here in lines. And that's sort of what's going on. There are two different strata of clouds there overlapping each other. And the pressure gradient actually isn't that great right now. So that's... You'll be able to see there's actually not that moisture there, not that much moisture there, because it's been very cool here because there's been no sun getting through. Down here on the surface, it's like dark all day. So we're located right about here, by the way, folks. Don't try to stalk me. That's way too vague of a place. We take our internet security very seriously. Do not try to stalk us. It would be unfortunate. All right, so yeah, there's what's going on, and the jet stream is sort of taking its good old time here, and it's not really pushing this out to the east very much. I don't know. The mic and I are fighting today, so I like when we're able to use the visible satellite. It makes me very happy, very happy. So let's try something completely different. Let's switch to a high zoom factor and see what's going on down here. Probably a lot of unfortunate things that might be visible from satellite. It looks like continued rain is falling there too. Not what you really needed. And all of these areas are like a foot above sea level. Multiple interacting pressure systems here. And from what we hear, there are some things going on in the Atlantic which could lead to additional tropical systems building up. And who among you have been to Bermuda? That is definitely on my bucket list. It is a real weird place. What do you know about Bermuda? It's sort of a pirate spot, I think. But in any case, it's a pretty weird, desolate location there. I hear the surf is not good unless it is stormy, so it's not really a surf spot per se. It's right on the corner of the Sargasso Sea, so one of the really weird things about it is that it borders the Sargasso Sea. It's the Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda's on the corner of it. And within the Bermuda Triangle is the only sea in the ocean that has no land surrounding it. It's just a weird gyre. And it's a place where ocean currents act strangely, which is how it got its reputation, of course. And you can probably see it by looking at Null School, by looking at the ocean currents. It's pretty sweet. This is the thing ghost ships are made of, because if you were on a sailing vessel, you could get stuck in the same part of the ocean for an extended period of time. It's pretty horrifying. And I would remind our viewers that the Great Lakes Triangle is statistically more dangerous. And it has to do with the pressure gradients at the inlets of the Great Lakes, but I won't get into it. And thanks for leaving more comments. Son of Clay. We will spike them up on the screen momentarily. Yeah, so ocean currents, it's pretty cool. You can sort of follow the jet stream, and if you put down a marker here, it'll tell you the speed. There you go. 2 miles per hour down here. 1.8 up there. And so on. Yeah, happy smAshtember, everybody. It's been an interesting month getting prepared for smAshtember, and we have hardly begun to put things on the website, but we made sure that there was a bit of content there before the launch date. Obviously, we don't want to just launch and be like, hey, look, here's a site with nothing on it. That would be incompetent and mentally handicapped, and we prefer to be smart and competent. We wish to live in a meritocracy where things like YouTube channels get appropriate numbers of views. By the way, if you're new to the channel, you may not realize that we have the best footage of the sun on the internet. So if you haven't checked out our latest smAsho.org Presents the Sun, Part 18, well, it's recommended that you do, because there's been lots of interesting stuff going on. We've been like streaming 15 hours of it on Twitch and doing all kinds of crazy stuff that I don't think exists on the internet except for on our channels. We're not some kind of weird sun cult that believes nonsense about the sun. Nothing like that. I promise you. I will not try to convince you of any nonsense at any point in time. I consider myself the Scully of science. No, not because I'm a hot redhead. Because I try to debunk nonsense when I see it. And there's a lot of nonsense on the internet. What's not nonsense is our footage of the sun. It's pretty berserk. Anyway, let's take a look at the national water vapor map here, and I'll put your chats back on the screen, as we like our content to be as information dense as possible. Yes, you're made of condensed matter. We want the videos to be made of condensed matter as well. And thanks everybody for finding the videos. Make sure you check our channel from time to time, you may not see notifications. Most of our uploads, our major releases, are typically always on our own website. So, and we're going to get into that in just a moment here. By the way, we've replaced Patreon. It's not completely dovetailed yet. It's not complete. We're going to phase out Patreon until October 1st. So if you're one of our patrons and you're wondering what we're doing, save some money even if you're at the $3 intro tier on Patreon, because you're saving 1 penny and getting a better website. And I'm not saying anything bad about Patreon. It's fine. Lots of people really like it. They don't want to build their own website. But social media represents a box that is unable to contain our content. So it's because Patreon has limitations. Some of those limitations are not acceptable. So we had to build our own platform, and we don't want to have redundant posts. So it's not like we're trying to withhold stuff from Patreon. What we're trying to do is, and what we're doing is having exclusive stuff at smAshtember.com/smAshTeam. So check it out. There's only 2 tiers over there. Only 2 tiers. And if you just head to the site, you'll find out all about it. Again, here's a teaser of what's going on. And we've got everything unlocked. We'll show a whole bunch of stuff that's at all the levels. I don't think it specifies, so people that are at different levels may be seeing different stuff here. The gold level sees all the posts. There's also a silver level that sees most of the posts, and then there's a bronze level that sees less than that. It's very similar to Patreon. We always had public posts on Patreon, which is why we told folks to follow us even if they weren't willing to send us a few bucks per month. And, you know, I'm aware that people watch hundreds of hours of our content per month and pay nothing for it. So, but in any case, thanks to everybody pressing like, subscribe, sharing on your social media, calling Mark Zuckerberg and saying, dude, have you seen smAshemash? Like smAshemash.com, bruh. smAshemash.com is like the dopest joints that we've seen. It's fire, bruh. I mean, like literally, like plasma and stuff exploding and things. It's crack. It's crack. I'm dead ass, bruh. Dead ass. All right, now that I got that out of my system, please don't call me bro on social media. I hate being called bro. I have no siblings. I hate being called bro. It sounds so idiotic. It's like a monkey like offering to groom the other monkey. Bro, you got to do this, bro. Otherwise, bro. It's like, please stop. Lose the bro. It's a bra for a man. And it's not the man's ear. It's not the man's ear. It's the bro. I don't like bro. It's too ethnic. It's too ethnic there. On a related note, we also have comedy at the Smash Team. No, it's mostly serious stuff over there. Things like desktops and so on. But we're super stoked. Hey John. Hey John Katowski. Hey Life Force Rejuvenation, and whatever other 18 names that you've been using. Hey John. We're gonna drop you a line momentarily. So yes, thanks everybody who's already signed up for paid memberships. Again, if you're on Patreon, just pick either $2.99 a month or $9.99 a month, or pay up for a year to get a free piece of merch. Oh, what's on the free piece of merch? I haven't told you. It's a Smash Team themed piece of merch. And the reason I haven't told you is because nobody knows what's on it except for Smash staff. So you can ask her. Uh, no, seriously, John, we're gonna be getting in touch with you momentarily here. And yeah, so there is a 1-year paid up option at the gold level also. Perhaps in the future we'll make a 1-year paid up option for the silver level. Who knows? It's currently, we got no worries. It's time to crack champagne, really. And that's what we're going to be doing at 3. I hope it doesn't get too warm. I should probably keep it in the fridge, as my micro fridge is very, very cold. Like my soul. Yes, like my, it's as cold as my soul. No, it's not that cold. My soul is vastly colder than my micro fridge. All right, so I'm going to play another musical interlude for you here at the Smash News Network, least busted name of news. And I'll be right back. Don't drink them if you got them, because that's happening at 3. All right, so I just wanted to scroll up my Twitter feed here for a moment. We do use Twitter to write the content. So if you are on there, and you should be on there, if you do use social media, you should be on Twitter. Whether you like the policies of Twitter or not, Twitter is its own media format, I'll say. And again, we write content there. It's interesting. And yeah. So follow us in that location. Also on Instagram, instagram.com/smashamash. I understand it's a Facebook property. Facebook purchased Instagram ages ago. And I'm not complaining about that. I'm not complaining about that. They're doing a fine job over there. Just a fine job. And like so many colleagues, those folks over there at Facebook, they're so important. And we're so happy that those folks over there at Facebook take their jobs so seriously, because we certainly take them so seriously. So thanks again to Facebook for being competent. On a related note, have you noticed that the year 2021 is a massive year of incompetence? See, that's what we call, well, I won't say it. It's the name of a wheelchair brand, and I wouldn't want to implicate them in this nonsense, as they're probably a reputable company. Ah, yes. How about the quote from Perry Farrell in the song Pets? My friend says we're like the dinosaurs, and here we are doing ourselves in much faster than they ever could. I follow Perry Farrell on Twitter. Do I agree with most of the stuff he says? I have no idea. I really don't know. Oh, by the way, Fauci says that hospitals are going to get overloaded there. Hospitals are going to get overloaded. Roughly 8,000 people have died. What? Did you know that roughly 8,000 people have died in Sweden in the past month? 14 of them was from COVID there. 14 of them. Did you have your booster this morning? So close-up NMRI imagery of a human cell. Yowzers. I don't know what to say about that. That is like some pretty high resolution there. I want to hear what Pierre Marie thinks about it. By the way, check it out. It's a CO2-induced starvation update. Carbon dioxide has been killing people and making them starve. Here's how. Romania reaps a record 11.4 million tons of wheat crop. It's got a bumper crop of wheat in Romania. Did you know? Apparently, not every place has crop losses. I'm not going to tell you which ones do and which ones don't. You got to figure it out yourself. Please don't raid anybody's cupboard. Offer to barter for a box of 12 gauge shells. I'll say rounds. I like the word rounds better. What is this post all about? Oh, check it out. Our efforts since the beginning of COVID-19 have been to provide patients with safe and effective treatment options to fight the disease. Ooh. Uh-oh. Are they going out in the sunlight and murdering COVID via ultraviolet radiation? Did you know that the easiest way to destroy evil is to cast light on it? Did you know that? I mean, doesn't that just seem to be such a good solution? All right, and I'm not just going to keep scrolling my Twitter here. If anybody's got any news stories or anything like that that you want to talk about, let us know in the comments section. And that brings me to another point. Universum liberate. Yes, universum liberate. I guess it needs to be said. Because, I don't know, even aliens from Alpha Centauri 4 don't need to be under tyranny, right? I mean, the motto of the U.S. Special Forces is De oppresso liber, which translates to from the oppressed, the free. And here at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news, we would prefer that you would be free. Which is why we're saying things like Mensa, make Earth not suck again, and Mansa, make America not suck again, and just little minor things like that. Since it's up to you individuals out there, not giant bureaucracies. Not even YouTube channels. But yes, thanks everybody for tuning in and helping us to carry on with this insane science rabbit hole that we've ended up in. I mean, it's quite intricate. Would that be the right term? It's pretty out of control. And because as it says on our homepage at smAsho.com, science is like a rabbit hole. You have no idea what's going to be in there. And once you get in there, you go, huh? I was looking for answers to this. I got answers to that instead, or no answers whatsoever, just more questions. And now I feel like I'm in a rabbit hole maze. Don't worry, folks. Rabbit holes don't have minotaurs. So it's not quite as scary as some would have you believe. And showing imagery of the sun is not satanic last I checked. So we have had some folks say, hey, isn't it sacrilegious to be staring at the sun all the time? And I think the correct answer is not through a filter. And of course, these images are ultraviolet light. These wavelengths are not visible to the naked eye. It would just look like a white light that's burning your retina, because it would be burning your retina. These instruments are in space, and that's why we can see these wavelengths. They don't make it through the atmosphere intact. Thanks for the compliments on the music. That track is actually called Unified Theory 3, and let's plug the music page while we're at it for a moment. So yeah, the music page, it's soundclick.com/goldencatproductions. And that song really is about science, believe it or not. It's entitled Unified Theory 3. And yeah, it sounds that way because the unified theory of physics is, well, pretty ethereal at the moment. And one of the things we're doing on the channel is to tie things together. Let's tie some more things together here. How about with another track? We've got 15 of them on here, by the way, and they are available for stream or download. Let's play up one of the weirder and older ones that you may have never heard before. It's got some angry people. We decided to call it Lost Luggage and use a dirty bomb as a thumbnail for it. Thought that would be cute. It's a simulated dirty bomb, not a real one. For a simulation. Don't worry. Don't get your panties in a bunch. And we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Here's Lost Luggage.
मार रहे हैं हिंदुस्तान मार रहे हैं हिंदुस्तान मार रहे हैं हिंदुस्तान मार रहे हैं médico doctorถูกยิงแล้วहिंदुस्तान मार रहे हैं
All right, folks. So I am back. It's 2:58. If you've got them, break them out, and let's actually cut this track out. This is called You, Me, Us, by the way. Again, soundclick.com/Golden Cat Productions. So yeah, we've got some Campagna that will be popping here in a moment. So raising a glass to firstly Smash staff, everybody else who's been supporting us, you the viewers, and literally everybody tuning into the videos. Thanks to the Smash team, patrons, etc., everybody that shares the content on social media and so on. Yeah. And let's put up some graphics to have on the screen during the toast. I think current solar imagery is appropriate. So if you haven't checked out the website, it's been a long time in the making. We weren't really working on it full time until just recently, but we had a little push here to get things going. So it's going to be sort of a new sector that we'll be working on going forward in the future. Sort of a new line of business. And so if your friends want a website built or anything like that, drop us a line. You can find us on all these various different social medias. Our contact info is, of course, at smAsho.com. And I see a 3 on my clock, so it's about time. I'm going to pop this thing and hopefully do no damage. Let's see. I think I'll be able to hold on to it. And that is the sound of the launch of the Smash team. So yeah, in 2018, we got censored. And that was sort of when we said, all right, you've drawn a line in the sand. So cheers. Here's to all of you on both sides of said line in the digital sand. Cheers. This one is for all of our supporters, Smash staff. And man, I may have to endorse that one. So I haven't showed what the brand is, I don't think, but we may have to in the future. So, and now that I've consumed some carbonated wine, I may be certainly convinced to take my clothing off, or at least some of it. Which brings me to another point. Have you checked out our merch links? I mean, our merch shops are just ridiculous. So in welcoming you to the Neo-Renaissance, let's give you some insight into what goes on at our website. So if you go to smashamash.org, it will redirect you. Man, that is some good stuff. Very tasty. And I need to get a pressure cap for it because It's sitting on my table here and losing carbonation promptly. I'll put it on the floor. It'll be a little bit safer there. Geez, all right. If you go to smashamash.org, it will redirect you here. So to go to the Smash team, just click on the Smash team. At the bottom of the page, there's a graphical link here to the Redbubble shop and also to the YouTube channel. We made special thumbnails just for that. And we've got some pretty dope designs, I think, at the smAsho merch shop. So if you click on that, that'll take you here to Redbubble. So, and I wouldn't put up anything that I wouldn't wear myself, because most of these make a statement. Some of them are comedy, some of them are real advice. And so check that out. And the reason I'm talking about this is because, well, I guess because resistance is fertile, wouldn't you say? And I see a number of more comments here, so let me put these up on the screen also. So yeah, resistance is fertile, and with obvious reasons. We were calling last year for a year of accountability this year. And what do you all think about 2021 being a year of accountability? This is the 9th month of the year. You've only got 3 months left. You know how close Christmas is? So yeah. It's I've seen a little bit of accountability. And I think maybe the lesson learned is don't diddle the staff. Don't diddle the staff. It's not handled very well. Causing the deaths of tens of thousands of senior citizens is handled perfectly well, but don't diddle the staff. If you diddle the staff, you will be severely penetrated. I mean, impersonated. I mean, exonerated. All I can say is these words of wisdom right here. Forgive, remember, hold accountable. If you're holding hatred in your heart for somebody, you need to be liberated. Liberated from your own nonsense. So that brings me to another point, and it's seriously, I think it's my favorite design we've made yet for the Redbubble shop. I don't even own one of these myself yet because it's just not on the priority list with all the work we've been doing. We will eventually model this here at the channel. The Galactic Federation Special Forces unit patch. So, of course, it's not a patch because you're not allowed to have the patch, but you can have the design. And so there it is. So certainly proclaim Universum Liberate. Check it out. You can even get it in a miniskirt design. And we've put it all up with olive drab colors because of the Smash team theme and so on here at the Smash News Network that we've decided to pick up. And it all just has to go with just general tomfoolery. It's not based on anything in particular. And the real question you, the viewer, really has to ask yourself is, will the host of this live stream begin disrobing during the live stream? And the answer is yes. But the real question is, when? And what will he talk about in the meantime? And how many glasses of this does he have to drink until he starts taking off his clothing? Because it's very easy for me to take off my Mensa hat. Allow me to demonstrate. I just pull down the headset. I take it off. There you go. Look at that. Oh my God. He's disrobing already. It's so provocative. Can you handle it? Send your children into another room, folks. It's very dangerous here on the Smash News Network, least busted name of news, where we remind you to Mensa, make Earth not suck again. We implore you to make Earth not suck again. Please. Please make Earth not suck again, because it's been a disaster for 2 years. And people are sick of it. And they're not getting any happier about it. A lot of people would prefer competence. All right, let me just put your chats back on the screen here again. We're going to put up some different solar imagery. We're going to put up some 94 angstroms instead of 304. Like a giant green light. The sun is just making faces at you and saying, hey, everybody, I'm not going to kill you. Were you not aware of this? You fools. All right, so what else do we have here? Yes, cheers to everybody, especially Smash staff and other people who are contributing to the content, the Science Foundation, and so on. If you haven't checked out our mission, I'll put it in the chat. We won't talk about it on the live stream, but it's at smashamash.com/forum/mission. And you'll find it at the bottom of some of the web pages too, smashamash.com/forum. So yeah, all right. So let's see here. How many buttons do I have? No, there's a reason. There's a reason behind it, folks. There's a reason. Don't worry. I might get banned from YouTube for this. It's you never know. You never know. As if you don't know the rules, it's hard to follow them, isn't it? All right. I'm told that a guy named Angel helped her find a toilet tank gasket, not a wax ring. As a wax ring is not, yeah, okay. His name was Angel. He was an angel. What the hell is a stone scorpion bowl? You're drinking a stone scorpion bowl? That's okay. You're drinking out of a bowl made of stone with a scorpion in it? Scorpion tea. Oh, that's that. Maybe that's what's going on. That sounds all right. All right, yeah, cheers. Thanks, everybody, for leaving comments. We've got to close this thing out ASAP as we are tired here. And that's part of the reason why Smash staff will not drink. Because she's overworked and underpaid. Overworked and underpaid. So please give her a raise by becoming a paid subscriber over at smashamash.com/smashteam. If you've just tuned in, realize that we are replacing Patreon. Not because we're worried about Patreon censorship or Patreon depersoning us or anything like this. What we're concerned with is the capabilities of our own website. So since they exceed the capabilities of Patreon, we needed to go our own way. So patrons, cancel your Patreon. We're basically redundantly posting things, and it needs to stop by October 1st. So I'm still drinking, though, and if anybody wants me to take my clothes off, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. It's very drafty in here. So I'm not sure. It's rainy outside, and I mean, I'm not sure how much ammunition we have stockpiled, and I'm not sure how many MREs we have, and I'm not sure how many NBC filters we have for the bunker, and I'm not sure how many cords of wood we have for the wood gasifier, and I'm not sure how many feet thick the steel doors are at the end of the bunker, and I'm not sure how many cosmic rays are able to make it into the sleeping chamber, and so on. So I'm a little concerned. I'm not sure that I can be so provocative as to just start removing my clothes and revealing important design elements of our business model on a YouTube exclusive live stream. I'm not sure if it can be done. But I'm trying to drink as much of this as I can, and I'll tell you what, it is very good. It's very good. I'm not a Campagna connoisseur, but I've had many different, too sweet, too dry, too whatever, and I'm impressed. It's complex. All right. So I don't know, folks. I'm feeling a little self-conscious here. I'm not sure if I can disrobe further or not. Let's go on to some more commentary here. Let's do a news crawl at our favorite our favorite. I guess I better put this on screen. All right, so we're gonna go to our favorite news site here, CBS News.
I think it's important for people to understand, not you
and if we can get,
but everyone out there, that this is not a decision that the United States makes.
All right, I don't know what she's talking about, and I did not intend to play any of that. I think it was short enough that it won't it won't get us a copyright strike or whatever. Yeah. All right. So I figured that maybe if I read enough CBS News headline, I will be able to get angry enough that my blood pressure will rise and cause my body temperature to go up because of an increase in heart rate, and testosterone, and rage, and a lowering of my inhibition and urge to kill. I mean, resistance to urge to kill. Well, you know what I mean. Cheers. So yeah, CBS News, if you ever go to their website, 4 other people do also. If you check this out, it's got this header at the top, and I'm sure it's not taking a header at the top or anything. But look at this header. And look at the Taliban. They look like the U.S. military decided to join the Taliban. Like, look at this guy. He's got the special ops helmet with the cutouts and the ear things. Yeah, that's a special ops helmet there. The PAGS or whatever it's called. It's got the integral accessory rails built onto the helmet or something. Yeah. Have you seen the misuse of U.S. equipment? I won't get into it. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, you may see some exclusive content that you don't see anyplace else. Anyway, to get back to my original point, CBS News has this giant header at the top of their page. And then you got to scroll all the way down to here to see the latest news, which is officers and paramedics charged in death of Elijah McClain. So I don't know anything about that story. And I guess I have to click on it now because now I've brought it up during a live stream. Thanks again to cbsnews.com. A grand jury has returned a 32-count indictment against officers and paramedics. I guess I can, there we go, I can do that. That's okay. Another chokehold. Ah, yes, the ever-popular chokeholds. So I'm not going to comment on this at all, although I am a trained martial artist going back to about 1984 when I was in 4th grade, something like that. Yeah, 84, I think. 86. In 86 or so, I started taking martial arts formally. And that was with, at the time, Master, now Grandmaster John Chung Kim. One of the scariest people I've ever met, by the way. If you met that guy in a hand-to-hand fight, he's like 5'2", 100 pounds, and he's like 80 years old. And you don't want to be in a dark alley with this guy because he's like something out of a kung fu movie. Like, you know in a kung fu movie when you see a guy twirl a pole around and then like jump upside down and kick the ceiling and land on his feet? Well, this guy could do stuff like that for real. It's triple jump ropes, taking on 2 of the best black belts at the same time, hitting them 900 times and never getting touched. Yeah, the guy is some kind of a... He's something out of a superhero comic book. Like, for real. If you would have seen the stuff that we saw people doing in that class, it would have had to change your understanding of human capabilities. Let's just put it that way. I didn't think that stuff was real. I thought that stuff was comic book material, which means when I started actually reading comic books, I was like, oh yeah, people actually do that. Batman, as depicted in the Batman comic book, is of inferior skill to Grandmaster Kim. That's how good he is. All right, so this sounds like some more horrifying nonsense about police and fire, all kinds of assault charges and so on. So I know nothing about this story, and I'm not getting roped into saying anything about it because I don't know anything about the story, which actually this reminds me of the Trayvon Martin story, because I received a phone call about the Trayvon Martin story only hours after the news broke in Florida. And it's not something that you really want to get involved in unless you know the intricacies of the cases. I'm just offering you some wisdom here. So I don't know what Jen Psaki said. But look on the bright side, folks. Look on the bright side. I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine. The Taliban is now governing Afghanistan. So what could possibly go wrong with that? I mean, it seems fine. It seems fine. I'm sure it's here at the Smash News Network. We wouldn't want to put out disinformation and tell you that there's some kind of a problem with the Taliban governing Afghanistan. I mean, I'm sure it's perfectly fine. They're not flying around hanging people from helicopters or anything like that. Pardon the sarcasm. All right, and let's close things out at the SDO site. We're going to show a lengthy browse data video. We're going to show like a week of data here. We're going to show from August 25th until today, September 1st. As it's been an interesting week, both of solar activity and of our activity here at the Smash News Network. Least busted. Naming news. That was not a Macho Man impersonation. I just sounded like Macho Man a little bit there. It was unintentional, I assure you. By the way, leave us a comment and let us know your favorite pro wrestler. All right, so we're going to put your chats on the screen one more time. I'm going to put me on the screen one more time. Whether or not I'll have clothing on is secret. Again, thanks, Son of Clay. Tiny bubbles in the wine. Oh, that Don Ho guy. We're going to try to get him to go to Pago Pago with us. Yes. We're going to American Samoa for New Year's Eve 2022 to 2023. Let's actually switch from colorized magnetogram to composite. In the meantime, check out our playlists. By the way, if you haven't seen our playlists on YouTube, there's lots of content that has nothing to do with space weather, news. You can find videos about lifestyle stuff, recipes, and all kinds of weird stuff that you may not expect to find. Cancel your Patreon, folks. Cancel your Patreon. By the way, if you're wondering what kind of ice cream it is, it's chocolate chip. Oh, chocolate chip. Oh, Everybody, change your 401k investments. He's consuming chocolate chip. Tell CNBC. Stop the presses. Chocolate chip. Oh, my God. Oh, chocolate chip, folks. Oh, a chocolate chip. Mr. President, will you sign my pint, please? Please sign my pint. It's Ben & Jerry's. Bernie Sanders endorsed my pint. President Senator Biden, please. All right, folks. It's about that time to take my clothing off. So, trust me, there's a reason for it. So, yeah, let's, all right, here we go. Are you ready? Just a second. All right, Mensa hat back on. Shirt coming off. Are you ready? It's going to be provocative. And there you have it. It's the, oh my God, look at, it's space. We're going all the way to space, folks. I'm talking physically. We're going all the way to space, folks. And, yeah, so that's what we're talking about. And by the way, we still haven't fully revealed the design. So, but that's a teaser for you. And we'll show you more at a later time, as frankly, we've got to get some rest. We've been working not necessarily nonstop, but quite frequently for the past couple of weeks here to get everything set up the way it needs to be. So we'll put your chats on the screen one more time, and we will close this thing out. I'll play another track, and we'll end the live stream. Thanks to all the smAsh team members. smAshemash.com/smashTeam is where you'll find the new exclusive content. Cheers. Yes, woodland camo. Woodland camo is the way to go. Maybe we'll make a video about that. In fact, we will. That is on the list of things to make a video about. Camouflage. It's a very interesting subject to me. Perhaps you as well. And we'll make a video about it. Here's You, Me, Us, which I wrote in January 2009. Yes, thanks for bringing that up, Tiniest Squish. The reason that we want to go to American Samoa at New Year's Eve 2022 to 2023 is, yes, to go to the earliest time zone. In other words, the latest portion of the planet is just this side of the international date line. So that's why we want to go to American Samoa, Pago Pago, find a secret location in a lovely hotel, and get a group rate on a whole floor or something like that. We'll be looking a little deeper into this a little bit later this year, as we expect the planet to open up again one of these centuries, maybe even one of these years. So that's sort of the purpose of it. If it's going to be that good of a year, you want to be as far west as you can to elongate it as long as you can.